received these kingdom principles, and they're part of my life experiences. So if you're watching by way of YouTube, would you do me a favor? Would you click the button that says subscribe, and you'll be notified when we go live with shows and past shows. And if you like what you're hearing, subscribe to the channel and send it to someone else who you may know that need just a little extra oomph. Okay, you write your questions, I'll be sure to answer. I promise you. I do not want to start the show without saying good morning to my amazing DJ. Guys, you know him as DJ Marlon Man, spinning the ones and twos. I know him as friend and gentle giant. Good morning, good man.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead and say it.
Always being on time. But
I did not say that. I did, I swear. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to work the board, but okay, I'll try it. But it's something about when someone has a pattern of doing what they say they're going to do. And I get it. Sometimes you miss the mark. But when I tell you that for the last 2.5, 3 years, you've been so honestly predictable and so consistent, and so you're such a blessing. I don't take it lightly. Thank you, sir.
I would have liked to see what if I was there. Maybe this would have been your big opportunity to finally sit in this.
I know.
And control the board.
But I did see a young lady do that the other day. I had the opportunity to be on She Speaks, and I saw Maureen Alexander do it. And I'm like, man, I want to be like you when I grow up. Wow. So I'm humbled to know that there's a lot that goes into seriously making certain that people sound good and they listen to good music. So thank you, man. Thank you. And of course, I've got to say something about your attire. You guys can't see him, but he looks so good, man. What's going on with the beautiful colors?
Well, it's the material is called madras.
Madras?
It's something we use usually around this time of
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
We celebrate our Creole heritage.
Creole heritage.
Yeah, so it's usually Creole weekend. It's
Okay. Okay.
Friday.
Yeah.
The Friday is called Friday in Creole is Fondredi.
Fondredi.
So what happens? It's Fondredi Creole.
Yeah.
Everybody dresses.
I know.
They would use most of these
to
make a lot of beautiful dresses. The ladies actually use modernized clothing. And
How about that?
Some would just take a little cloth and put it around the neck. Like
I love it. I love it.
You'd see the guys in the ties or the shirts, or like me, my t-shirt.
I love that t-shirt.
Yeah, so so many different ways of being creative with the material, and just come out and some places even hold competition to see who's gonna have the best.
Are you serious? Man. So is that like around the island, right? People can take part in different communities.
Right now it's happening here across the island. It's happening in Dominica as well.
Oh wow.
Any other place that celebrates Creole. Yeah,
very good. That's so important, man. Thank you. It's always good to know where you came from, right? Absolutely. Thank you, sir. He's just so good. He is. All right. If this is the very first time that you've come to the show, before we do that, let me just say happy birthday to a little person that'll be turning a big old 9 years old. He's like the apple of my eye. He's my guy, Mr. Keaton Dykel Brown. He's my grandson. So I'm going to sing just a little bit of happy birthday. Yep. Happy birthday to you. Nana loves you so much. You're such a good baby boy. And we're glad we got you. How about that? Now then, a special hello to Mr. Kenneth St. Mary. I promised him that I was going to tell everybody that I know about what he does and does so very well. If you have a pool and it needs some servicing or some maintenance, Oh my God, please give this man an opportunity to come and show you exactly what he can do, investigate your problems, and give you some real good bona fide solutions. He can be reached at 758-520-1870. 758-520-1870. All right, Kenneth, I hope I did you proud. Now then, what is this show about? If this is your very first time joining, this show is about encouraging you. It's about motivating you, making sure that you understand just how valuable you are, how great you are, how invincible you are. Like the young lady that's watching named Merle Koja. Hey, Maggie. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need you to know that you are truly created with divine purpose. The foundation of the show is real simple. It's based on kingdom principles. It will always be based on kingdom principles. It will never be based on Tangie's perception of kingdom principles. But I literally study and I've dedicated my life to learning these principles, these keys, so that I can live that John 10:10 life, right? The kingdom is a governing influence and authority of a king over a territory. This is the kingdom we're talking about. It impacting it with his will. This is the king that does this. His intent producing a citizenship of people, that's us, who reflect the king's nature, his culture, his values, and his morals. A kingdom is a real country. I swear to you, it's real, man. It's the government of our king. I promise you it is. It's where the citizens reflect the king's lifestyle. A principle is real simple. It's the original intent of something, and as it relates to God, it is his statutes of conducting our life. These principles have keys. Like I said, we unlock these principles, and we literally can have access to everything that's written in that word, okay? What can you expect from the show? If my daughter Domi is watching and listening, and Ty and Francis, you guys know that I've invented this or created this system called the Haas system, which is honesty, openness, and sincerity. Like I said, you'll never get my opinion on this show. It's not warranted, and neither is yours. See, the show is a heart for you to grow. We've got actionable goals that allow you to be deployed into your purpose, his purpose for your life. I told you about the GoFundMe campaign that we've got going. I've had private donations that people have given, and I am definitely going to show you exactly what we're going to do with what you have given. So, www.drtangishow.com will give you all of that information. Right after this really quick break, we're going to come back with this kingdom principle that is going to bless you. I know it is. And it simply states, he is the same God. He is the same God. Stay tuned.
That I could accomplish my goals and dreams of having my own business. After listening to the kingdom principles taught by Dr. Tongie from the Dr. Tongie Show, not only did I launch my own media company, Sea Capture Inspire, but I developed the tools necessary to assist others with launching their businesses too. Join Dr. Tongie every Monday and Friday on Kiss FM from 11 to 11:30 a.m. and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Live. His word is so merciful. He still works miracles.
I guess I need to pay attention. Today's show is truly special for me. Let me be clear. Every time I get the opportunity to get up, to see another day, to see the waves in the ocean and hear them crash against the rocks, to hear birds chirping, to hear the laughter of children, to see people busily going about their day, smiling, to see those who may need a brother, to show brotherly love. Every time I see this, I see God. The same God that spoke, let there be. And whatever he commanded was so. Tomorrow is a very, 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 very special day for me because it marks the 32 years that I've been living cancer free. And I want to expound upon this amazing time in my life. But more importantly, I want to remind you that no matter how long, no matter what the circumstance, the situation is, God has not forgotten. And I need you to hear me on this one. God is never late. He is bigger than any need you, I, we will ever have. He is the absolute greatest. There is no one, nothing, nobody greater than our God. Selah. When I think about the experiences I've had in this life, how some of my choices were not always the best, how I desired so greatly to be all that I read about and tried again in my own strength. Listen up now. To be good and please people and get along with everybody. I discovered that without His Holy Spirit, hear me now, leading me, teaching me, guiding me, my positive thinking and speaking is good, but can only take me but so far. See, I learned that to be sustained and kept is part of the abundant life that our big brother and Savior Jesus Christ spoke about, talked about, and demonstrated in John 10 and 10. So, my question to you today is real simple. How many times in your life has God ever proven that He is the same God? You said, ask that again? Sure, I will. How many times in your life has God ever proven that He is the same God? According to our Constitution, the Bible for the believers, there are over 100 scriptures and passages that declare our God is the same. A few of the references, for note taking would be found in Hebrews 13 and 8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Or Malachi 3 and 6. For I, the Lord, do not change. Therefore, you, O children of Jacob, are not consumed. Or perhaps you're familiar with James 1 and 17, and I'll paraphrase here for the sake of time. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. And of course, Revelations 1 and 8, I am the Alpha and the Omega, says the Lord God, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. Who can forget Psalm 89 and 34? I'm getting real excited over here. I'm trying to keep myself centered. I will not violate my covenant or alter the word that went forth from my lips. Whew, Selah. There are times in our lives where what we believe about the greatest of all times, the one who knows everything, the one who demonstrates time after time after time just how amazing His grace is, how merciful His new mercies are every day, and how deep and pure His love is. So resounding, so perfect that our faith will be and must be tested. I'll say that once again. Our faith must be tested. And see, it's tested to prove that He really is who He says He is. Whew. I've discovered in this life that establishing a relationship with our Creator is one of the wisest acts of faith, of love, of dependence that we as the creation can have. See, who knows better just why you and I and we were made and created than the master craftsman himself? Whew. What years, man, what years of heartaches, disappointments, let downs, confusion, suicidal thoughts and tendencies, and depression, just to name a few, we can avoid if only we believe that He is the same God. And by same God, I mean the one who allowed what looked like abandonment for a brother who was sold into slavery, only to discover that it was a setup by God Himself. See, God knew that a famine, He knew that a famine would come. And the one that was mistreated, okay, left for dead, ostracized, would be the same one that would save the very brothers that tried to sell him into slavery. What they meant for evil, God meant for good. Who knew that this same brother would feed an entire nation and the very ones that sold it? Another Selah. But if you sit and think back over your own life, can you see where God demonstrated that He is the same God? Over and over and over again, our Constitution makes it plain about His promises. Promises like He'll never leave you nor forsake you. He cares for us. And as a plan for us, He has a plan for us, even in difficult circumstances. For my scholars, that's Jeremiah 29:11. God will be a guide and help through trials and tribulations. Isaiah 43:2, if you're taking notes. God is present in our lives and lead us in paths of righteousness. Psalm 23. God promises to work everything together for our good. Romans 8:28. And there's so many, many more of those promises. And I just kind of want to remind you of them. See, my friends, you are my friends, and some of you are my family. This is good news. And in a world where there appears to be more chaos than normalcy, a world where there is celebration and a kind of rite of passage to be mean to people and mistreat them, to speak ill about things that we really don't know what we talking about, and to bear lies and have the audacity to post those lies on a social media platform for clickbait. Ouch. my, my. Huh. But God. I got 3 keys that I know will help you rest in knowing that God is the same God. Key number 1. Has He ever not answered your prayers, even if it wasn't what you expected as the answer? I did a kingdom principle not too long ago that expressed my gratitude for God not giving me what I wanted, but making sure I had what I needed. See, He knows what's best for all of us. I need you to expect God to always hear you when you pray and to provide you with what is His plans for your situation, knowing it is always for your good. Key number 2, make sure your faith is anchored in Him, not in what He does or does not do. And this can be real challenging, and I'm serious about this, but I need you to remember He is a loving Father. Yes, He is. And asking in faith demonstrates your dependence on Him and not yourself. And the third key that I want you to be familiar with so that I can open the phone line so that you can call, because I know you're going to call because you're listening and you got something really good to say. The third key, and this is one of my all-time favorites. See, I believe everything that is spoken. Everything He has spoken, I believe it. Everything He had written, I believe it. I'm all in, and there is no nuances or variances here. See, Numbers 23:19, and it comes from the NIV version. God is not human, that He should lie. Not a human being, that He should change His mind. Does He speak and then not act? Does He promise and not fulfill? And you can answer that question. Only you can answer that question. So in closing, this day is truly a gift. Enjoy it. Yesterday is a memory. Reflect on it. Take into consideration what you can do and do it. Do better. Do better. Tomorrow, well, tomorrow is your today. So what you do with this day will dictate how your tomorrow will look. Why not create change? Seriously. Pursue love. Think on lovely things. Trust Him like never before. And expect every good and perfect gift to come from Him. Because after all, God is the same. He is. He's the same God that saw you through hard times. He's the same God when you had those difficult moments. And He gave you a sudden victory and changed your name. See, He changed my name from less than to more than enough, to more than an overcomer, and so are you. And that really is the truth, Ruth. So happy 32nd birthday to me, your girl, Dr. Tongie. 450-5477. Is that the number? 5477? Yeah. That's the number. Yeah, man. And if you're using your fingers like our Maggie does, 758-450-5477 is the WhatsApp. And yeah, man, you can literally like engage with me right now on Facebook Live and I'll read it and I'll engage with you. I wish I could read TikTok, but I just go all over the place. So he's not going to let me read it. So, Mr. DJ Marlon, friend and gentle giant, how do you know that God is the same God?
In our lives, that's not like I in our lives, we go through so many different things, right?
Yeah, man.
For me, I've gone from doubt to not sure where I am.
Come on.
To having faith, doubt again.
Yep.
And how do I know?
Yeah.
Because I always go right back to that same person. Or that same daddy, as you call it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I always go back and say, despite all what I've got, doubted his existence. Why do I still go back and why does he still allow me and why does he still do the little things that I need done for me?
Yeah.
He's the same. He's the one and only, the one who does it. He knows what's happening, but he knows there will be things happening if you like, through your own situation. You don't want to sweat in the eyes too much.
Too late.
But yeah, we all know. You know what you were talking about it. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that's it because you can be as bad as you are, but he still has a place for you.
Come on.
All you have to do is just say back to him, the same God.
Same God.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Isn't he awesome? Thank you, gentle giant. 450-5477. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, so let's get to Magdalena this morning.
Absolutely.
Bless you, I said, amen, brother. Good morning, Dr. Tongie and Marlon. Happy weekend. God is the same. Oh, yes, and thank him he is not like us who go back on our words, our promises. He remains faithful when we are unfaithful. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He never changes. He has a friend that he is, or he was a friend of sinners.
Yep.
His grace, mercy, and love is steadfast. Yeah. All that he did when he walked the earth, he still does today. So it's like the song says, it is no secret what God can do. What he's done for others, he'll do for you.
Come on.
He healed the sick and made the lame walk, the deaf hear, and he can still do that today. Yeah. He proves it every day that he is the same. His faithfulness is new every day. However, this can only be proven when we are connected to him through faith. That is the only way we will understand his principle, faith and works. He is so loving and remain the same that even the just and the unjust can testify to that as the rain comes down on both. Man. The promises in his word proves that, and there are too many to mention. Have an awesome day, guys. Thank you very much.
Maggie, how dare you? But I can definitely appreciate that testimony, seriously, because you hit it spot on. You know him, and it's hard to not think about the goodness of what he has done in our lives, even if you say that, well, I'm not a religious person. Neither am I. But relationship draws you, having that relationship with him. And it's so beautiful. You can just start where you are. For those who have said, you know what, I hear you, Dr. T, but I've tried it and it just doesn't work for me. I would ask you to try him again. And for those who've never tried him and they're scared and they think that their life is going to change dramatically, it is. You'll see that you're winning everything. Even when it looks like you're not winning, you still win. Why am I so passionate about someone that I have never seen? Why am I so in love, man, with everything that is? Perhaps it's because when I look at you, I see him, or I look at you, I feel him. How can you not love someone who loves you so much that even in your broken state, you're never too far, you're never too low, you're never too far away that he can't reach down? Who wouldn't want to have a relationship with someone who calls you friend and is not predicated on anything other than you believing that he is? That's why I'm so passionate. That's why I love him so much. Because he took someone like me, someone that was broken, someone that had made so many mistakes and still do, and he showed me how valuable I am. So I would ask you, as you get ready to celebrate this weekend for Quill Day, or you're celebrating monumental things in your life, or you're about to bury a loved one and you're lost. He he really is the same God. Take him at his word. Try him one more time. And I promise you this, all really is well. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. It has been a blast. Thank you so much for making my dreams come true. Thank you for making me realize that God really does. He really does answer prayers over and over and over. The Lord said the same in the creek don't rise. We're going to do this thing again called the Dr. Tongie Show Monday. All right? So be here. I love you. Bye.